Good morning, everyone. Welcome to some more Link to the Past tournament, randomizer tournament, round of 64 action between BigDunka and KillerApp. BigDunka, having taken game 1, has a 1-0 lead. KillerApp playing for his tournament light. My name is Tracy M. We'll see, Jaxie should be joining me shortly, but for now, it'll just be me. And we do have some inverted key sandy for our mode. I saw some people guessing it in chat because, hey, we have a starting flute. But yeah, inverted key sandy it is. We'll see just how this one goes. Again, BigDunka with a win today will move on to round of 32 where he'd face GFE. KillerApp trying to force a game 3. As the runners wait for the start to start the start to happen. Here we go. A glove right away is really nice. And Duncan can immediately flute away, probably to check the mire area. You see that a lot in this mode with the starting flute. This is a dangerous walk. You do have to watch out for the murder dactyl. By now, the runners know the movements, because if you do it the same way every time, the murder dactyl is going to do the same thing every time. So you just got to know what you're doing. But it is a one-hit KO situation. And we also see that was Bombos for mire entry. Could be the only medallion we need, since Turtle Rock has other ways of getting into it if we have a mirror. And KillerApp doing something a little bit different, and haven't seen this start. We do have a glove, so he's going to go check Catfish immediately. Blue mail for Dunka. That's a nice, really nice safety early on in inverted. And a small key to Ganon's Tower. We do need those, potentially, depending on how much of the tower we have to do. The big key is not automatically in Ganon's Tower in this mode. KillerApp not going to take that piece of heart this early. I think I would have picked it up. Skipping pieces of heart is for later, but understandable. Probably not going to make a huge difference in the long run. And it's really not going to give him a full heart in the short run. Dunka gets a little bit of money in Thieves Town. 20 is a good start because it does allow you to play the arrow game to make the rest of the money. Early on, you want to have money for the dig game, which is 80 bucks, and the chess game, which is 30. And now Dunka could leave and do the chess game once he's done. I mean, he's going to finish up the front of Thieves Town, but he could actually do the chess game when he leaves here. KillerApp now has his blue mail, and it's probably also going to flute to Village of Outcasts, and he does. As you can see, we've already changed sodas on KillerApp's side, because it's one of my favorite sprites, the soda can sprite, as it goes from 3 different brands. And 60 bucks for Dunka now. Like KillerApp not gonna go to Thieves Town, maybe gonna hit Skull Woods first. Skull Woods is kind of nice because there's some places you can farm bombs. Plus there's a bunch of items you can get early. 5 items you can get early. And there's that chess game. Unfortunately, just 1 rupee back, but did get bombs, which is really nice. So BigDunka could save and quit back to Link's house and go straight to Hype Cave with those bombs if he likes. But I think he's gonna do he'll do C-shaped house first, and then do the bombable hut. And this room is a terrible room under normal circumstances. Much worse in this situation. We have nothing to kill anything with. And you can't take 2 hits. Yeah. And this could take a bit of time. BigDunka going for the 50-50 bush outside the bombable hut. There's actually a second one over there that you don't see as often. The small key to Skull Woods is kind of nice because KillerApp is going to have to make a decision as to whether or not he's going to drop down for the front, or if he's going to go ahead and open that door with a stolen key here. It's not going to be a huge thing, because if he does steal the key, he'll get that key back. In general, I do like it when the runners don't when the runners drop down rather than waste a key, because we have seen instances of very late keys available, and those are mitts. So that's very early mitts. Would be light world access if we had a moon pearl. Does I think yeah, I'm trying to think if that opens anything up in the light world. Yeah, I guess that would open up hookshot cave. We don't have boots or hookshot to actually do anything with it, so. And there's that key still. And we get the crushed can as KillerApp takes the death warp. And Duncan, now with enough money from the arrow game, is going to go ahead and do the dig game. Gets $50 back, which is worth picking up because we do have pod access with the flute. And now that he's right here, he can farm these bombs. He can just keep taking deaths if he wants. Or he could just grab the 2. But one option there is to just die a bunch of times. You're going to respawn right there, and you can fill up your bombs pretty quickly that way. And yeah, KillerApp going to burn this key. Not a play I like, but it's not going to hurt him because he will get that small key from the bombable hut. I just see enough of these key sanity races where someone's looking for a Skullwood small key late. You don't want to have to be looking for that Skullwood small key. Okay, Dunka gonna show us Hype Cave. We get a big key to Gan's tower. I missed what was over on KillerApp's side. A sword. And a flippers. So flippers gives us access to Ice Palace. Not much we can do there. Actually, with the sword and the bombos, we can do a little bit. We don't have a hammer, so we can't do a ton. No hook shot. I don't imagine the runner's going to go there right away, but KillerApp going to get his big key to Gan's tower. Always nice to get that GT big key early. You don't have to worry about it finding it. Now we don't really care about any other small keys. We got the 1. Don't even really need that much, because you can jump down and grab a pot key. And Dunka is going to go ahead and hit Skullwoods here. The KillerApp looks like he's going to head over to the dig game. With 170 rupees, doesn't even need to play the arrow game to do it. Dunka will have a little bit easier time in this room since he does have a sword to kill things with. Very nicely done here. And of course, our tracker rightly pointing out that yeah, KillerApp could have just walked a village out. Guess it doesn't really matter here. This blue is probably still faster. And KillerApp going to take his first look into Thieves Town. Okay, BigDunka with his mitts. He's going to leave that middle section. And is going to head into the front. Looks like he wants to farm at least a couple bombs. I guess just 1. Yeah, Dunka has the small key already from the bombable hut, so there's no reason for him not to just use it here. He'll have enough to do the back whenever he wants. We'll get to see what was over in the pinball room. I'm guessing nothing since chat didn't go crazy for it. Just 10 arrows. And Dunka gonna take a ride from the hand. And it looks like we're going to see a pod play. Not a whole lot we can do here. 1 item in logic. and another 2 we can get to if we wanna do a mimic clip. I don't know if either one of these runners, do mimic clips in general. And KillerApp gets that small key to Skullwood, so he doesn't have to worry about having already used the one. Gotta watch out for that Ropa. And we get through just fine. Looks like KillerApp wants some more money. He should be fine on money for now. He's got more than enough to get into pod, but wants to have a little bit extra, maybe, early farming for Zora later. Even I don't know if he's done the dig game yet, but even if he hasn't, he still has had enough money to do both dig game and farm and head over to pod. And to answer chat, we have not seen Pyramid Ledge yet. I don't know that it's any faster to walk out of pod versus walking from Flute 5. Dunka has other ideas anyway. He wants to go rescue the old man. There's a few things we could do up here on the mountain. We can actually get to the light world, but we really can't do anything yet because we'll still be a bunny. We can check Spec Rock Cave. We could get into Hookshot Cave from the back, but that doesn't do us any good because we can't get any of the items there. And KillerApp says, you know what, I got mitts, I'm going to start bunny walking. He's going to turn in that smith very early. And this could be a Moon Pearl. I don't know if I've seen a Moon Pearl on the smith. We did see a Moon Pearl behind the smith in a race where it was a bow on this turn-in for a Moon Pearl. Yeah, you can't go that way, KillerApp. And for those of you that are wondering what this bunny sprite is, I don't know what this is. It's some sort of kind of looks like a spotted dog, but maybe it is just a zombie. Yeah, I'm hearing a suggestion of a zombie bunny. The old man gives us a big key to Thieves Town. So that puts another item in logic. We don't have the small key or the hammer yet, so only thing in logic would be the item in the maiden cell, but we could actually beat blind right now if we wanted to. Not sure the runners will rush to do that on 3 hearts. But, it's a scripted fight, so very doable. So quite a bit of divergence in the early game here. And one of the other, this is maybe what KillerApp was making sure he had money for his bottle vendor, because this could be a Moon Pearl. It is not. It is 10 arrows. Dunka picks up the big key to the Tower of Hera, so we'll be able to do all but the basement of Hera when we have access to it. Might see a Hera pot anyway if we have a hookshot by then. We won't be missing the big chest. I think BigDunka is going to head over to Super Bunny, so give us our first look over there. And just 20 bucks from the smith. See, he could drag the purple chest. Or we could do one of these other options. And I still think Ice Palace might be a thing. Probably wouldn't have to go too far into it. Could just be the first chest, but we do have a sword and a bombo, and flippers. So the game's kind of maybe pointing us there, but it's definitely not a play you want to make on 3 hearts. So I certainly understand why the runners haven't gone there yet. And just a map to Ganon's Tower. It's not even a useful map. And KillerApp is going to turn in that purple chest. And just a heart container on that purple I'm telling you, Ice Palace, falling. Not exactly where you want to go, but it is doable, early parts of it. I did not see that medallion. Of course, the medallion in Turtle Rock, not nearly as useful. We're gonna see Super Bunny from BigDunka's side. KillerApp is finally gonna go to Ice Palace. Game has kind of been saying this for a while. Nothing in Super Bunny. Now, if I'm the runners and I get an item in this very first chest, I'm out. KillerApp down to no magic, which is unfortunate. Hopefully he knows the bomb straps for the Pengator room, because I'm 4 hearts. Even this blue mail, not sure I really want to do the Pengators or just the fighter sword. And BigDunka into the light world. Don't think you could do anything here. Maybe Spiral Cave? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yeah. Okay, you could get to Spiral Cave. It wouldn't be in logic. Okay, not the standard bomb straps from KillerApp, but good enough to get it done. Small key to pod opens things. Opens 2 more items. Yeah, so KillerApp can't use Bombos without magic. Dunka has the Bombos equipped, okay. I don't expect to see a bomb jump here. There's really no reason for it. You'd need a hammer to show up to be able to finish the dungeon, and even if you could, you maybe don't want to right now. And Dunka finally bows. The Inevitable is going to go and check out Ice Palace as well. And KillerApp knowing what's in the contents of those pots, really useful. Grabs a little bit extra magic. It'll be nice. He can use a Bombos on the next Pengator room if he'd like to. Right, we're about to get to our next items. We're here in Ice Palace. No small key, so we're not going to be able to go at all to the right side. None of that's in logic right now anyway. There's no hook shot. Fortunately, KillerApp has some magic now for the Freezor room here. And there's the Moon Pearl. Okay, it would be fair to just leave now, but you're not that far away from Ice Tea, so it looks like KillerApp's going to go ahead and take it over there. And it looks like we're gonna get Curran in to join me. So it just looks like we got Maddie Walker working on that in the background. So get me a partner. Oh no, Dunka! Didn't get his Moon Pearl. He's gonna have to go right back in. Okay, so Duncan gonna go right back in. KillerApp can do the usual thing in inverted, which is we are going to everything in the world opens up because now we suddenly have a moon pearl, and where do I go first? Because that's what happens. So we are going to start with the Lost Woods. Not a bad place to start. Yeah, we're gonna grab that bottle because it's our first one, and might as well have it for the sick kid check. B in a bottle, and a little bit more money. Okay, Dunka on 4 hearts this time. Strategy that Dunka just used a little bit easier to do that when you have boots, because the idea is you lay those 2 bombs just like you did, but then you do a bonk to get out of the way. And the way he did it, you're going to take a hit. And KillerApp gonna do looks like the back of escape into the sanctuary first. Like I said, there's no real. I have yet to see a definitive. This is the route you should take in inverted. Just kind of do your best guess. We might see something completely different ordering on BigDunka's side when he gets there. And Dunka gets his Moon Pearl. Let's see what else he decides to do over here in Ice Palace. I could at least go over to Ice Tea since it is the in-logic check. Yes, another small key to pod, also in logic there. So it's 2 pod small keys. We can actually do a whole lot of pod. Not a whole lot in logic, but there's a whole lot of pod that we can do with that small key. But now that the entire light roll is open, I think we got better choices. I completely missed Back of Escape, but apparently it was something good. Boots and Samaria and Back of Escape, according to chat. Thank you, chat. And what's at the sanctuary? Heart container. It's nice to have. And a Thieves Town small. Okay, so just a hammer and Thieves Town would be fully in logic. And Dunga gonna do Kakariko first. It looks like a little unfortunate. Well, hopefully he runs back, walks back over to the castle. Back of Escape gets his boots too. Big key to Ice Palace. Rupees, small shield, and a map to Skull Woods. I would expect Dunka to clear out Kakariko at least, but then we'll see if he decides to go south, north, or some other thing. KillerApp about to check Bonk Rocks. Small key to pod. That's the third. Now we're starting to get some pod small keys. I do believe I have Kern joining me. Kern, how are you doing?
So good.
Yeah, thank you for joining me last second. Oh, there's a hammer for Dunka.
And you know, sorry to interrupt, but in getting set up here, I missed the location of the Moon Pearl. I'm just curious, where was that?
It was in Ice Palace in the Freezor chest.
Of course it was, with the items that we had.
I mean, it gave us Bombos, a sword, and flippers. And I'm sure the runners are like, oh, it wants me to go to Ice Palace. But no, let's see if I can get something better for it at least. But of course, no, that didn't work out.
Yeah, I suppose it's not too bad in Key Sanity and Inverted. Like, you probably figured you're coming there multiple times anyway.
Yeah. You're not doing a bomb jump because you know you're not beating it because you don't have the hammer yet. You don't have the big key, put it in logic. You don't have anything for the right side. So, you just hit the three in logic locations. I think that's basically what they both did.
Yeah, it's like, I kind of think in Key Sanity, you either want to hit Ice Palace super early or super late.
Yeah. In the middle is always scary, especially if you go in there and beat the dungeon without the big key. Because then the big key shows up like right after you finish it, and you're like, ugh, I don't want to ever go back. and that becomes one of your bad last locations. That if it's just there, you're probably losing unless your opponent did the exact same thing.
Totally.
Okay, but right now we got advantage KillerApp with that trip over to the back of escape, getting boots and a cane. So he's just gonna be able to run around a little bit earlier, which is always nice.
So I feel this is one of the interesting parts of Inverted is like as soon as you get this light world access, like obviously go to Kakariko, go check a bunch of items, but then there are so many directions to go.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's Inverted. That's like Inverted in a nutshell. Get light world access, everything opens up all at once. Fortunately for Dunka, that map probably not going to make a huge difference. KillerApp will be able to get that when he gets over there. I'm guessing that was a piece of heart. I didn't get a good look at that race game item.
Yeah, neither did I. Sorry.
Obviously, it was nothing that BigDunka wanted. But yeah, unfortunately for Dunka, routing south, which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with routing south, except that we know that what would help him out the most is over in back of escape. And we'll get to see what this map is on KillerApp side. Misery Mire.
Okay. Now let's see if we can recheck this heart piece or whatever it is. Oh, it's a red boom. Okay.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that's the kind of one of those things that if you blind check it, you're probably not picking it up. But if you blind check it, you probably are picking it up. But if you just look, if you scout it first, yeah, you're not going back in for it.
So am I just like way out of the loop, or Dunka just went up to the tablet and then hopped off the other edge? Is that like a thing people are doing now? Because that's like super cool.
I've not seen that, and it's kind of weird because I wonder if he was thinking of checking it and then just realized he didn't have a book.
I bet you it is actually faster to go up the ladder and you like
Might
cut
be.
the corner, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like KillerApp maybe going to do something different. Gonna get his 5-6 crystal information if nothing else. Maybe head over to Mini Moldorm. The desert area is so much richer and inverted because you can do these extra checks here. But not a whole lot there. No, just some bombs. BigDunka already has 9. He's got a sword for Mini Moldorm, so he doesn't need a ton of bombs.
And the backtracking on the overworld begins. This is kind of the awkward thing about Inverted is like,
yeah,
you just gotta backtrack everywhere instead of saving and quitting.
Yeah, there's the early overworld stuff is a lot of backtracking because you don't have the flute to get around as well. And then the mountain becomes a huge backtrack as you have to go up and loop around the mountain several times. We do get a bow there in the dam, so that is full completable. Well, no, we don't have a big key or enough small keys, but that's a lot of pod we can do.
Yeah, damn.
And that's another small key. Is that going to be the 4th pod small key to put more things in logic? No, Ganon's Tower small, which we don't care about at this point because we already have the big key. So Ganon Tower small key, we don't need any, and we already have 2 now. Logically, 4, but if you're only doing the climb, we don't care because you can just grab the pot keys. And we're gonna get our first look at Mini Moldorm Cave. A map to pod, blue cane, mushroom, small key to Turtle Rock, and a heart container. Okay.
That's not bad.
Mushroom particularly annoying in this mode because there's no good way to get to the witch's hut. And with KillerApp already having that Cane of Samaria, wouldn't surprise me if he tried to route in a fake powder just to not have to worry about it.
Yeah, I suppose the earlier you get that, the better, though, because like maybe you do find some way to. I mean, really, there isn't. With a mirror, maybe.
Yes, fake powder so rarely pays out, but when it does, oh my god. Big key to Eastern. That's
wow.
a completable. Not in logic because no fire source, but otherwise completable dungeon. And, you know, not having a fire source doesn't generally stop players of this level.
Yeah, I would expect them to go like kind of straight there from here. I don't know, maybe check the hobo first.
Yeah, that'd be good routing.
Or up with the water walk here, but maybe going into Zora?
Yeah, not a huge fan of this. We don't have the money for Zora itself, but it's still 3. So you're doing the 3 out of logic checks. Oh no, we have flippers. Never mind. I still don't love it because without the money, but this is totally in logic. Oh, and we get a mirror.
What a great time to pick that up too.
I know, right? Well, he's already checked catfish, I think.
Oh, okay, my bad.
One of them did. It was nothing. It was just a piece of heart. Not even gonna check the ledge. That I don't understand.
Yeah, with the flippers even.
Yeah, because that's totally in logic. You could get the item. Map on Lake Hylia Island. Map to Eastern. Oh, we got a map to Eastern. We know it's a crystal. Now, Dunka hasn't checked catfish, so for him, this works out really well.
Yeah, I gotta say, after this route, totally could see both players doing Eastern into pod.
Yeah, I think so.
And I guess we'll see on Dunka's side whether or not that ledge was significant. Watch it be a big key.
Just a heart container.
Nah, well.
Zora forever orphaned. Hopefully for these runners' sake, we don't have anything there. And Dunka floating to 5, gonna head into the light world. We can also talk to Saha and get our green pendant information.
Oh, right.
KillerApp just gonna run there. The KillerApp's actually gonna go ahead and do Eastern first.
Oh, interesting. Maybe Eastern, then Saha, then Plot? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I would expect. Skull Woods is green pendant.
I suppose all they really need is like one more pod key, which they could get inside Eastern, right?
They could.
Two would be nice, but
2 would be better. But instead we get a small key to Misery Mire. Yeah, ideally you want to have 5 pod keys. That lets you get everything. And still have the one for the back so long as you hammer jump. With 4 keys, you have to either orphan a check or never open the front door, and never opening the front door is very slow.
yeah, I'd much rather just like orphan the vanilla big key location or something like that you could easily get back to.
Yeah, I think that's what most people tend to do. Small key to Desert.
Oh, that's
we can't do any. Yeah, nice to have that before we go to Desert. It puts everything in logic once we get the other things we need for it. But Desert hard locked with the book, so can't go over there anytime soon.
Watch the book be in the next chest.
Could happen. Small key to Turtle Rock. With that mirror, too, is going to be plenty to full clear that dungeon. Logically, still needing 4.
Yeah, I might have missed that too. Have they gone into Turtle Rock yet?
No,
Oh,
because they
just
didn't
picked
have
up
the mirror.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the medallion. It looks like the medallion was Bombo, so I guess they could have gone in. But without the Cane of Samari, you're not getting very far.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Unless KillerApp wanted to hover the front.
Without boots, you're not hovering. They didn't have boots at the time either.
Oh, he didn't, okay.
Because those boots, they're sitting in the back of Escape. Yeah, KillerApp doing these dark rooms very well. I consider these dark rooms in Eastern some of the easiest in the game. The ones to the back, the one with the fire rod torch, I find one of the hardest in the game. But it comes up so often that it's just good to be able to do it if you can.
Yeah, I would like suggest learning these dark rooms like first or maybe second after. Oh wow, Turtle Rock Big! I didn't notice that.
Yeah, Old Man Cave I think is your most important dark room, but the eastern rooms are pretty important themselves too. Okay, let's see how KillerApp does in this dark room. There we go. Got his key. What you really want to do is if you can get that arrow in the Igor before it moves, then you'll see the arrow move and you can fire off that arrow again. You see some of the difference with KillerApp having those boots just basically flying through Eastern and BigDunka having to walk everywhere.
Yeah, this is one of the things I think a lot of people dislike about Inverted, unfortunately, is just like something as simple as this, where you go first in the light world, can have such a huge impact.
Yeah, I think that's probably the toughest thing about Inverted, just when everything opens up right away, just, you know, it's a big, where do I go now? Lots of game yet to be played. KillerApp with an advantage here, but definitely I hesitate to call anything a lead until we hit go mode. And Eastern with some nice keys, but that's about it. This could, I mean, I could see KillerApp checking out Turtle Rock sooner rather than later. Now that he's got a big key of cane and a couple small keys.
Yeah, you won't got be able to everything you want, but
yeah, you don't have the rods to beat the dungeon, but there's a lot you can clear without those rods.
Honestly, like a double dip Turtle Rock is pretty dang good for inverted keys.
Yeah. Okay, unfortunately, Dunka looks like he took a death in one of those dark rooms. He's gonna head back in. Yeah, KillerApp getting that big key to Skull Woods. Now, Skull Woods being a pendant, we often talk about key logic, like Skull Woods boss behind 3 small keys. So I wouldn't be rushing to do, even if Fire Rod showed up, I really wouldn't be rushing to do Skull Woods without it being in logic. It's just, it's kind of an out of the way check. I could see doing the big chest. But unless that 3rd small key, I'd be in no rush to do the back.
Yeah, even that, it's probably going to be a while until that's, you know, your best location.
Yeah, we got so many other good locations. Okay, KillerApp entering pod with 3 small keys. Probably another pod key in pod that likes to happen a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, Dunka gets through the dark rooms the 2nd time around, and we'll finish the dungeon.
Oh, that's why chat's clarifying. That's why KillerApp did Eastern. That's why they did it in this order, because they didn't. They hadn't opened pod yet.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think I want to say Dunka opened pod. KillerApp has not, or had not, I should say. Compass to this dungeon. Dunka with a very nice Armos kill.
Yep. A little bit faster than KillerApp since they went for the faster strat.
Okay, now Dunka just gonna mirror straight into pod since he's already done the Saha check.
Small key to Hera.
That's everything in Hera. We have big key and small key.
Wow.
And a book. That's desert. It's everything but the back of desert. We don't have the big key and the big chest since big key hasn't shown up yet, but I could see Dunka going over there sooner rather than later because he doesn't have the information on the other things in that area. Yeah, or a fire source. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the big key will stop us. Actually, is that true? No, the fire source and the big key are the same room.
Yeah, it would be kind of unfortunate if he ended up doing that instead of back of escape, obviously, for the boots. Not just because of what's on the torch, but just how long it takes to get to the desert.
Right, and there is 4 items in there that they can get in the front.
Oh, chat saying Dunka's the one who went to... Yeah, that's right. Dunka went to desert.
Oh, Dunka went to desert area. Okay. So it might be a little bit more enticing for KillerApp.
Yo, thanks, Lucas, for keeping us honest.
Absolutely. And we're going to do a bunch of the out-of-logic checks here, too. So KillerApp's going to go ahead and burn this small key for the back here.
There we go.
What did I say? Small key to this dungeon. And we're going to do... Unfortunately, we can't open the big chest, but we're going to be able to get a bunch of behind 6 small keys items, which kind of can tell you a few things about... and we do see that this is a crystal from the little C there up in the upper left corner.
Ooh, right, yeah, that quality of life update.
Yeah.
Well, not just quality of life, but accessibility update as well.
Yeah. I actually don't... I really like it for regular modes, but I'm actually not a huge fan for key sanity modes, because the idea being that you can't hear the music having the letter there, but the music doesn't correspond with pendants versus crystals and key sanity modes, so... I've more than once walked into a dungeon, seen the letter P, and walked right out to something that I should have done.
Oh no.
Swamp Cow small key. That's a thing. And it looks like Swamp is a crystal, so that is hard required. So Swamp Palace behind 6 pod smalls.
Wow. Yeah, that pyramid fairy almost ready to be done. We just need a hook shot and a fire rod.
Yeah. Really. Yeah, I mean when it's crystals anyway, I don't really think too hard about the fact that it's behind 6 pod smalls. If it were a pendant, then I start thinking, do I really want to do this out of logic without the pod smalls to back it up? But with it being a crystal, yeah, once you get swamp access, you probably do it. Maybe you want Cane of Samaria to make it. We have Cane in KillerApp side. We don't have it on Dunka's side. Maybe a better sword, but and of course a hook shot would be really useful.
Oh, KillerApp fluting to 3. Is this going to be the fake powder before he moves on to other bigger, better things?
I think this is hammer pegs.
Oh, hammer pegs and maybe no, because he's in the wrong world for.
Yeah, he has to go back to the light world. I could see Pod. Sorry, not Pod. Thieves Town. We have everything for that. I think. Did he not get the big key to Thieves Town yet? Dunka has it.
He's walking out, so doing something.
He's gonna check bumper ledge. Just money.
Just money, but it's Zora money.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's to me, it's one of those things where if I see 300 there, if I'm not in a rush to do Zora right now, I just put it in the back of my mind that there's 300 rupees there, and if it, gets to the point where I need to do Zora, I go back there.
Yeah, I guess if he's banking on avoiding Zora, it's just interesting to me that he also did not, because it was KillerApp, right, who didn't check the Zora ledge.
Yes,
so it's like,
Dunka saw it.
So that says to me that he was planning on checking it later and waiting until he had the rupees to also grab Zora. So it's interesting he wouldn't grab that 300. Maybe he's just banking on getting 300 somewhere else.
It is a slow check or a slow pickup.
Yeah, all of those things.
Okay, now both runners on the mountain. KillerApp going to save the old man for the first time. I don't think KillerApp's even been on the mountain at all yet.
Well, I'm sure he has. Maybe just not this run, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that's true. Dunka's still not doing escape, and most importantly, not doing back of escape. So still doesn't have the boots, and potentially more importantly, doesn't have the cane for Turtle Rock access.
Oh, man.
So, you know, Turtle Rock, we have a couple small keys. We have the big key. So we can mirror into it. We can do quite a bit. I mean, most of the things Dunka will be able to get to without the key. I guess there's really only the compass room check where he can't get to. But KillerApp will be able to do it a little more efficiently. He'll have more choices on how to do it.
Right, because they don't have the fire rod to get the right side of the entrance anyway, yeah.
Not yet. We're about to open a whole bunch of chests here in Paradox Cave. There it is. Oh, there's the Thieves Town big key. That's the thing that Dunka did that KillerApp did not do yet.
Ah, I see. Okay. Now we got a little bit of parity going on.
Yeah. So now it's going to be 3 items that KillerApp is going to be able to get that Dunka won't. And there's our lamp. So all the fire are just in Paradox Cave. So it's Fire Cave, I guess.
Oh, you know, I'm sorry. I said Swamp and the Skull was red crystals before. I can't read the tracker. It's Turtle Rock is the other red.
Right, Skullwoods is the green pendant. Yeah, we're still an ice rod away from being able to do Turtle Rock. And there's KillerApp grabs his big key to hair. Looks like he's gonna go set up for this bomb jump. And now we get to mountain climbing mode, where we go through and climb the mountain a whole bunch of times just to get all these checks.
Yeah, too bad they don't have Furor's wings yet.
KillerApp going straight for Spike Cave. Probably gonna save and quit out of this, and then do other mountain stuff. And Dunka can do Hera. This makes sense. We have everything to clear it. Won't be able to Hera pot, but you know the Hera pot. You know the Hera big key is a little bit different than the other so-called fetch quest keys in that the thing that lets you get around it is not always available, and in fact could be behind the big key in question.
Yeah, with all the keys, it's not too bad to have to not get the hairpod.
Okay, thought for a second KillerApp was going to go straight into Thieves Town, but is going into the Light World. This could still be a Thieves Town play. You just might want to do it from the Light World so that he can, after he's done, just leave. But let's see. It could also be the fake powder.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the fake powder play.
Oh, wow.
And doing it right before Thieves Town is not a bad idea, because Thieves Town is a fairly low magic usage dungeon. So long as the blind script, doesn't get out of control, and you don't need to, you know, suddenly put a cape on or blue cane. Not having magic in Thieves Town, you're gonna be fine. So you'll get that magic refill if he does Thieves Town right after this.
Oh, fake powder. Sequence broke 3 bombs.
Yeah, but at least now you don't have to think about it. You can just turn in that mushroom when you're over. And I think this is a little more useful in this mode, just because it's so much more difficult to go over to the witch's hut.
Yeah.
And it's harder to save scum it, like you often do see in normal modes.
Yeah, Key Sanity being all about efficiency, really, and Inverted being a very hard mode to be efficient in.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay, we are going to get the Thieves Town play. So far, not a whole lot in Hera. It's like BigDunka doesn't want to risk the bomb jump. It's not a hard bomb jump, but it is a punishing bomb jump if you fail it. You fall down two floors.
Yeah, some people learn to buffer with boots, so it could be like if you don't have boots, then it's like, I don't want to sword buffer, you know.
Yeah, the boots gives you 4 extra pixels to work with if you do the boot setup, so.
That too, yeah, I didn't think of that, the bonk, yeah.
Ooh, did he just get the god pixel? Nice, you don't see that every day. Now, we don't know if this is a pendant or a crystal. There's a compass to Hera. And a small key to ice. And a pendant. So, pretty useless dungeon.
Good information, though. It tells us all the rest of the dungeons are crystals, all the rest of the unknown dungeons.
Right. I didn't see the map check that told us that Misery Mire was a pendant, but indeed somebody checked it. I think only one of them has that map, too. I forget which one of them has it. Another Turtle Rock small key.
Are you sure? I thought that was the one that they got in Kakariko.
Oh, was it? Okay, maybe I'm thinking of a different map.
Oh, no. It was on, no, you're right. It was on the library, so only KillerApp.
Right. They both saw it.
Was that his second bow on the...
No, I think it was just 10 arrows.
Ah, okay. I saw the word bow, and I was like...
Yeah, 10 shots with your bow, I think is the... I believe the bow is you've selected the archer class or something similar.
Ah, yeah, right.
Oh, another Ice Palace small key in Thieves Town. I haven't really been watching what KillerApp has gotten in Thieves Town. Doesn't look like he's gotten a whole lot, but we now know this is a crystal, so...
Yeah, he got a compass upstairs. I didn't see what the maiden chest was.
So Dunka only gonna be able to do laser bridge here. Meanwhile, KillerApp in the Thieves Town fight. With the cane, he would have been able to go up to the crystal roller room. He's still gonna be able to get crystal roller. He'll just have to do it from one of the middle entrances. And another pod small.
Okay.
So that's enough pod smalls to clear the dungeon. We'll have to hammer jump to get the big chest if they need to get it.
And this will burn an additional key, though, yeah? Checking the roller room from this side.
I don't know that he's gonna check the roller room here. I think he checks... I'm a little surprised he didn't... No, okay, I was about to say entered from the east side, which... there is a bomb jump, I believe, you can do to still go across, but it's certainly for him not in logic. This will get him... This will be key for key, because he'll steal the key from the pokey and use it.
Well, and as far as Duncan knows, there could be boots or a cane or a hookshot in here, which would make it easier for him to do those things.
Yeah, hookshot would be really good for him. We're not gonna... We know we're not seeing boots, and we know we're not seeing cane. Yeah, the boots... There's a bonk setup as well that you can get across with. But we get silvers.
Hey.
Not a bad find. And... KillerApp really wants a blue potion.
I tried to drink the red, but did not have any health gone. I'm pretty sure. I didn't hear the burp sound, but I'm almost certain that's what happened there.
Fortunately, there is a shop over by the Dark World, Lake Hylia, that was put into inverted with blue potions. It's much easier to get to if he wants to get one later.
It looks like Duncan is going to go to the crystal room. Well, yeah, I can't think of what else he's doing here.
KillerApp gonna do the first 2 checks of Castle Tower.
They've got 3 TR keys, so it doesn't matter that you burn it. Oh, well,
No.
you don't burn a key here. Never mind. You don't burn a key.
Yeah, you don't burn a key here at all.
They let anyone on comments these days.
Turtle Rock in inverted, or for that matter in cross keys, is a very different dungeon. I kind of like Turtle Rock because of that. The different is just the way you get around Turtle Rock in inverted versus regular versus a cross key situation. I think it's pretty interesting. Whereas in just your normal open 7-7, it's a very linear dungeon. Much more interesting this way.
You know, Tracy, like I'm thinking about this. Like you're right. Like because we didn't go in that right side door, that big chest is just so isolated.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what it is. KillerApp's going to be able to do it. So I suspect when he does the middle stuff in Turtle Rock, he'll do it from there.
Oh, okay. KillerApp, little deboosting there. Trying to use a hammer strat there on the Lionel. I don't know if that's consistent to not damage there.
Yeah, a little low on health here.
Yeah, he took that body hit from the Lionels.
Now, let's see. I don't know if KillerApp is of any type of hover, but yeah, I just want the heart. Okay, so I'm guessing not.
Huh, I could have sworn KillerApp can hover, maybe he just doesn't want to do it. He could if he wants to, he just doesn't want it.
Okay. The other thing KillerApp could do is he could open Turtle Rock from the front and do those 3 front checks and not burn a key that way. But with 3 small keys, you should be good for whatever route you choose to take.
Does Dunka actually have the TR big key? Because he just did Mimic Cave, and I did not see him check the big chest.
The Turtle Rock big key?
Oh, sorry, that's what I meant, yeah.
He can't... I mean... He'd have to bomb jump across, though. So maybe he doesn't know that bomb jump?
Oh, could be. Okay. Huh. Yeah, that is a funny bomb jump. It's like weird, it's not what you would expect. Like you can't be right next to the pit like you normally would do for that kind of bomb jump. You have to be like clipped into the wall a little bit. I gotta be honest, I mean, I've done it before, but I don't remember what the setup is either.
No, I don't either. Okay, KillerApp looks... I think that's a Death Warp on purpose to get his health back, because he was only down to like 1.5, 2 hearts, so... just did the 1 check. And did he do the... Oh, Master Sword on Uncle. Did he do the, right side checks there?
Oh, he doesn't have the fire run yet.
Right, he hasn't gone to Paradox Cave yet. Go to Paradox Cave, KillerApp.
Yeah, this route makes total sense from KillerApp, I think. It's like start on the top of the
yeah, it does.
And then make his way down the mountain. It's just unfortunate that he's going to get that fire run a little bit later. He's going to have to come in the front again, probably.
Okay, Dunka doing the front of escape. He doesn't have the small key here, so this unfortunately is not going to net him his boots. He'll be able to do everything else here. Still needs to do back of escape. He's going to have to do back of escape at some point, because we do know that Canis Samari is going to be hard required, and the boots would just be really nice to have. Big key to Misery Mire. Not the big key you want.
KillerApp hasn't done this either. Okay.
Yeah, these are all new checks for us. There we go. KillerApp, there's your fire rod. I don't know if there's a good way to route the mountain. I mean, there's probably a best way. I don't know if anybody's figured out what it is. But all these trips you have to go through just to get each of these caves is very difficult to route in. Half magic's nice.
Yeah, they really should have just added a ladder on the east side of the mountain.
I know, right? So far, Dunka getting an hopefully unnecessary big key and half magic. Not exactly the ideal things you want to see in this check. And Dunka's the one that doesn't have the Misery Mire map. So he's not necessarily going to know that it's a pendant.
Okay, so Dunka going back to Dark Cross chest. Okay, that makes sense.
I just did Boomerang in the big chest, so if Dunka doesn't get to that for a while, that'll be fine.
Or maybe ever.
Yeah, maybe ever, exactly.
A whole trip up and down the mountain for one location.
The best thing Dunka could find right now is the vanilla small key.
KillerApp's saving a crap ton of time here, though, because they're able to route more efficiently through Turtle Rock. I mean, just the difference between the boots, having the boots. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't go all the way back to the laser bridge from where he was, instead of having to go up and down the mountain again.
Yeah, Dunka not finding that small key. He's just going to keep him further and further away from those boots. That is a map. So it looks like he's going to grab that. Map to Thieves Town. And he sees it's a crystal. Which will keep him further and further away from where he needs to be.
Yeah, especially Turtle Rock is a dungeon you really want the boots in.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Thieves Town is... Well, Thieves Town as well, yeah.
That's it. I'm getting my T's confused.
I do it all the time. I don't feel bad.
And BigDunka now entering Tracy M dungeon. Thieves Town with me here on comms.
And with all these extra small keys, I think KillerApp just go... Oh, he's good. I thought maybe he would go to the Firelock chests from there, but I guess not. Has other plans.
Yeah, let's see. The 3 TR smalls, and pretty sure he would have been able to do that just fine.
Yeah. Because he'll never open up the door at the Crystal Roller Room.
Yeah. Or the other side of the door of the Chain Chunk.
Another pod small. I think that's 6 now for KillerApp. Okay, now we're gonna get Laser Bridge from KillerApp. I just hope for his sake that those right side checks don't include an ice rod. Although I don't know that he'd really want to do Trinex right now. No extra magic, no good sword.
Yeah, I was going to say that'd be pretty bad luck if they were in front, but the reality in this race is that it would be good for KillerApp.
Yeah.
He just wouldn't know that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about that. KillerApp's got to know that he's got a chance, at least, of having a lead for having picked up the boots so early. But to extend that all the way to the red chain?
Yeah, I don't think when Dunka finds the boots, he's going to be worried that the boots and the cane. He's going to be worried that KillerApp got it a lot earlier, and he's going to be right. But I think if you're KillerApp, you kind of assume that it's not in a bad enough spot that you're thinking, oh, there's no way my opponent has this.
Yeah, that's true, but it's one of the only things that he has got that might give him some sort of edge, and so I would imagine that he's thinking about that as a possibility.
Yeah, fair enough. He is going to get baited into Hera. Does not know this is a pendant. Between the runners, we know all the information, but neither runner knows all the information because Dunka doesn't know yet that Misery Mire is a pendant, and KillerApp does not yet know that this is a pendant.
Dunka got a little off script there on the second phase or second cycle or whatever of blind, but pulled through that red mail, helping out.
Shoutouts to red mail.
Yeah, I think one of those, at least one of those hits was on a head, so could have been a lot closer of a fight.
Also with the red shield, about the best use of shields is in this fight when things go wrong. Okay, this could be... Yeah, he hasn't even done the Lost Woods, so he might take this over to back of escape. KillerApp setting up the bomb jump. Gets it just fine. For his 50 rupees.
Yeah, he's making his way towards that Zora money. If he still cares about that at all.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get a pet check. Yeah, okay, Zora money. Of course, Dunka's already at 607, so... But I think we're gonna get... We are gonna get back a Skullwoods. This is still not... I mean, the item here in that chest we can see right now, that is in logic. We don't need any keys to get that. But it is still 3 small keys to get to the back, so this is going to be an out-of-logic moth if Dunka decides to do it. An out-of-logic green pendant. Doesn't mean it isn't... I mean, it still could be something, but I don't know. I feel like there are better things to do right now than something that's out-of-logic here.
Yeah, I guess because, you know, Dunka did do that desert area a little bit earlier. I think so just that burst of it.
Yeah, and it still don't have the big key, so we don't know where that big key is. I mean, it could be in desert. Still 4 checks, though. Yeah, also, Dunka also without the boots.
I wonder what he could be waiting for to go do the back of escape. He wants to chain that into something else, but I don't think there is anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, the only other thing is the Graveyard Ledge, but you do it then. You just do Graveyard Ledge, then you drop down. And KillerApp going back into ice. I want to say he picked up a blue potion along the way. So, you know, with that blue potion, he'll be able to refill his magic. Probably use Bombos to start off, and then refill to be able to use Fire Rod shots to make the Cold Stare fight quick and easy instead of hard and... Oh, boy.
Okay.
Okay, so, never mind the 3 small keys. We need to put that in logic. We have an Ice Rod on Moth.
Yeah, that's a huge lifeline for Dunka.
That is.
How much KillerApp has available. There is a decent chance that it might take a very long time for KillerApp to get over there.
Oh yeah, I can't see KillerApp doing that anytime soon. And we could be seeing a KillerApp Ice Rod hunt. For Dunka, that would be his 3rd bottle, so he's not picking it up.
I mean, there's still quite a lot of things we need left in the seed. So, you know, that being 3 items essentially for KillerApp to get over there. It's not like he's got some crazy secret knowledge advantage or anything, but
the tough part about that is that it being the Ice Rod, and the Ice Rod opening basically nothing but killing Trinex. So it's a hard required item in a really bad spot. Yeah. So that could easily be a last location. You might wait for that 3rd Skullwood Small, or maybe the 3rd Skullwood Small sends him there. Big key to pod. Yeah, I think we're finishing pod soon on KillerApp's side.
Yeah.
Also, an interesting note on the way things have been going. Dunka getting that sword and that half magic out of the front of escape. It's entirely possible KillerApp never gets those either. So he could be at a sword disadvantage. Half magic is nice to have. It doesn't usually make a huge difference, but you know, it's also a nice luxury. It can speed you up in places because you just don't have to think about it as much.
That could actually make a huge difference if KillerApp stays on Fighter Sword for a while, because if they go in GT without a sword, they will probably clear some of the basement, if not all of it.
Yeah, I would definitely consider doing basement stuff.
And then at that point, you know, it's probably typical to go in front of Escape before you know, after you defeat Aga 2, but at that point, they'll have already cleared the basement.
Yeah, so let's see. Okay, chat asking about go mode. I would say no mode. We need a hook shot, obviously. And Desert Big Key. Yeah. So hook shot and Desert Big Key for no mode.
Wow.
But, you know, Dunka's about to get a couple pieces of the puzzle right here. Gets his boots, gets his cane. KillerApp needs to make the decision to go to Skull Woods. So KillerApp's still a little bit of a lead, but when do you go to Skull Woods? Maybe that's the Skull Woods Hyrule Castle Small. We don't care about that. I mean, I suppose technically it puts the front of Escape in logic, those two items. So maybe he gets his, you know, goes over there.
Yeah, you know, the other part of this, though, that I'm thinking about is that there's not much that he's going to get baited into doing that is going to be bad for him. Like, he's going to go do Crucial Dungeons, which he's got to do anyway. I guess the worst thing is if he went to Mire instead of
Skull Woods, yeah. Yeah, to answer chat, KillerApp had a big advantage for a while because he had the cane and the boots almost immediately upon entering the Light World, and Dunka, as you see, just got it. But Dunka just picked up an Ice Rod on Pendant Moth. So, yet to see how that's going to play out. Okay, so we're getting a Lumberjack check. Just some bombs, we don't care. It looks like KillerApp going to go ahead and finish Pod. This makes a lot of sense. You now have all the small keys, you have all the fire sources, everything about this dungeon's in logic.
Here we go, BigDunka. Oh wait, no, I already got his boots. I was like, here.
Yeah, you got him. He got okay. Boots and cane.
He's too busy watching KillerApp screen.
Now Dunka could just finish Turtle Rock.
Yeah, go back, get those 2 chests at the front that KillerApp did not go back for, yeah?
Yeah, I would, if I were Dunka, if I were to do Turtle Rock, if I were to do it right now, I would do it from the laser bridge, and then when you beat the dungeon, it's gonna put you right at the back at the top, and then I do the 3 checks there. I might not well, I guess you could then jump down to the ledge to do the big chest right after that as well.
Yeah, that's a beautiful route.
Small key to GT. We don't care about those. Big key to... Duncan now gets his big key to Ice Palace. So he'll be able to go back to Ice whenever he wants to full clear. He might do that before doing Turtle Rock. We'll see. This might be Zora. Or it might be... Oh, it's just the mushroom turning. He's not going to worry about fake powdering. I think at this point that makes sense. Of course, we know that if he does fake powder, he's not getting anything from it anyway.
Yeah, Dunka's the one that knows that the Zora ledge is a heart container, so I don't know if
right.
he's going to go all the way up to Zora.
Yeah, looks like he's not going to do that right now. Yeah, I think this is Dunka finishing Turtle Rock.
This is KillerApp watching a cutscene. Didn't they patch these out of the randomizer?
Not yet.
Come on, guys.
I don't know. It's my only chance to take a drink of water, so I'm usually pretty happy to see them. There'll be new stuff for us. Yeah, Dunka is going to go straight into Trinex here.
Yeah, like I said, a very beautiful route. Like maybe this is even what he planned on, like when he did not decide to check the big chest. Because like if it were me, right, I were in that situation where I know about the bomb jump, I've done it before.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't remember in that moment. It's like, do I want to waste time? When I could just come back here, and once I'm ready to defeat Trinex, boom, 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 I get all the rest of the chests all at once pretty easy.
Yep. And just bombs on Trinex. Sorry, on Helmosaur.
Trinosaur.
Helmex. Unfortunately, we have a crappy sword for this fight, so Dunka gonna go ahead and use hammer strats.
I personally love hammer strats. And have half magic, so...
Yeah, you'll sometimes see runners will just spam the fire rod. Both rods will do damage to their respective heads, but the fire rod is A, easier to aim, and B, will do extra damage because of the splash damage. So it won't need quite as many shots. KillerApp heading over to the desert area. And Trinex is down for BigDunka. Oh, and it's a hook shot! Oh my god. Swamp Palace, anybody?
Okay.
That's pretty big. Not only, I mean, I still think you do the front of Turtle Rock here, but now you also have Hookshot Cave. Like all of Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, I mean, this just improves that route. If Dunka wanted, it incentivizes Dunka to pick up that big chest, basically.
Yeah.
Because he's got a reason to walk over there now.
So Dunka now just missing that desert small key.
Well, that's probably not so good news in terms of that isolated Ice Rod check, because KillerApp's not going to be compelled to go full clear Swamp Palace while Dunka can go mode it. So there's not. It reduces the number of checks KillerApp might have to do before he is forced to go get the Ice Rod, which is strangely not as good for Dunka.
Yeah, I think that the thing that would help KillerApp the most right now is if the desert big key were just here in desert. That would guarantee him a go mode Swamp Palace, which would be pretty huge for him. So far, we're not finding it. Looks like nothing on the right side of Turtle Rock. And we know this is nothing. Now you do Hookshot Cave. Okay, or you... I guess, yeah, you could do it this way. You can, because you can just mirror.
Yeah, he's got to bring the portal over there for the big chest.
I mean, either way, you gotta enter the light world. This is probably more efficient, because if you did the Hookshot Cave first, you'd have to backtrack over. And this way, he could just do this portal, pick up the rock.
Oh, KillerApp going into Mire. Oh no.
Ooh. He doesn't even have that big key. Powder for Dunka. Tempered sword, so we have a double sword advantage. I mean, I imagine KillerApp gets that sword.
Well, if Hookshot is KillerApp's go mode, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. You're right. It's a quick enough check that maybe you do it, but definitely not guaranteed. And Dunka about to get a blue boomerang. And I don't think Dunka ever has a reason to come back to the mountain again. I think this is everything for him.
Spy Cave? Have we done that already? Oh yeah, they did, yeah.
It might have been KillerApp that did it, but yeah, so we know that's nothing. Okay, Dunka is going to do Ice Palace. This makes sense. You've already done some of it. You've already done the worst check in Ice Tea. You can pretty much fly through this pretty quickly. I like the choice of Ice Palace before Swamp, even though we know there's nothing here. But you do this first so that you have more information for when the inevitable decision time comes that am I going back into left side Swamp?
Yeah, I mean, he's looking just for one item here, right? So if he found it, then it's like...
Then you just go mode Swamp Palace. We know that's not going to happen, but... Meantime, we should be really seeing if KillerApp's going to get anything out of Misery Mire here. Yeah, gotta hit that switch.
Oh, right. BigDunka hasn't got his pod big key here yet.
Right. Oh yeah, that's a good point. He does need to get something here. So yeah, I guess he probably does this. Probably does pod, then does swamp.
Yeah.
Okay, here's some new chick. I think we only have 2 Mire Small, so none of this is in logic. Small gated castle tower. Well, the lumberjack bombs or whatever it was. We can get those now. And there's the pod big key for Dunka. Wait on this other cutscene. Really nice you don't have to worry about going over to Ice Tea. It's the one out of the way check in Ice Palace. And nothing on the left side of Misery Mire. Given that we didn't have 3 small keys, not really a surprise, but you do it anyway because you're here and you don't want to come back for it.
The reality at this point is that the Desert Palace big key is most likely in Swamp Palace, so that everything KillerApp does here is time lost over BigDunka, almost certain.
And at this point, even if it were in Misery Mire, it's a 50-50 chance that he's not even be able to get it because he doesn't have the big key. That's it. Nothing in Mire. And eventually he's going to get locked out of new things to do, and he will just have to go to Skullwoods. And we're probably getting close to that point now.
Yeah, it's just that dungeon was one of the big areas of potential time loss over Dunka. So damage has been
absolutely
done.
And he could also do Hookle Swamp, which would really not be good.
Yeah. Looks like he's just going to pod? Why would he need to pod? What's he doing?
Oh, Dunka doesn't know that this is a pendant.
Oh, no!
Oh, that's time back for KillerApp, right? Because that map was sitting on the library that... So the map turned into something significant.
Okay, wow.
That's crazy that a map could matter that much. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for BigDunka to do this. Pod only has a couple of checks that he hasn't done yet. And then if he knows Swamp House is a crystal, though. I kind of feel like Swamp's the better play. I don't know if he knows that Pod is a crystal or not. I forget.
Right, yeah, what information? I think it was... I can't remember which dungeons they didn't have maps for and could deduce via the pendant.
Right, because the reason we know everything, and KillerApp will know everything. KillerApp had the Mire map and picked up the Hera crystal. And Skullwoods is green pendant. Now, what's interesting here is Dunka's going to be able to clear this dungeon. Oh, this is interesting. He's going straight to the back.
Oh.
So he's going to know.
Because if this is a crystal, then he thinks he's in Gomor? Because does he not know Desert Palace is a...
that might be the one he doesn't know.
Yeah. Okay, this makes a heck of a lot of sense.
Yeah, now this makes a ton of sense.
It's actually a really cool play. It's unfortunate that it's the wrong one for the seed, but this is really smart.
Yeah, and we're going to get Skullwoods from KillerApp's side. Now, the question is, if you're BigDunka, do you go back in for the items here?
I mean, it's almost as much time to go back in for the items as if you just fluted there from 6. You know, it's maybe like 15 more seconds. So personally, I would say no, and I think that's part of the reason why he's going for the boss. I don't know. It's so hard. I don't know. Well, here's the thing. He knows that he will know at this point that Swamp is a crystal, right?
Right.
So
he'll have all his knowledge.
That would be. That's a tough choice, but I would say it'd be hard pressed not to go to Swamp. What is it? 14 items there?
Yeah, it's a lot. No, I guess it's 10, but still, that's still a lot of items. Pod's the one with 14.
10 million.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
No.
Oh my god.
What?
That is crazy. Okay, so that's a desert big key. And that's go mode for BigDunka. And oh my god, poor KillerApp. Like the Meyer play for him made sense, and if we said if the Desert Palace big key was there, that would be really good for him. But it needed to not be behind the Meyer big key, which he didn't have.
Yeah, and Dunka now gets to not do the front of any of this. Go mode, Swamp, and
Pod doesn't have to go get the big chest of Pod.
Yeah, KillerApp is going to get the Ice Rod here. Go to Trinex next, almost certainly get the hook shot. Full clear Swamp.
Yeah, there's no way KillerApp goes back into Misery Mire before full clearing Swamp. There's just no way.
Yeah.
2 items he left behind, and he knows it's a pendant. So that map playing a role again, because if BigDunka had that map, there's no way he's going to Mire before he goes to Swamp and Pod and finishing those off.
Yeah, and excuse me, interrupt me, Tracy, if I get on a soapbox here, but this is why I think like it's important to think about leads even before we really know anything, because it matters to the runners. Like that's what they're thinking about. They're thinking about, do I have some edge even 20 minutes in, right?
Right.
It influences their routing. But the thing is like, and they know this, right? Our runners know this, we know this. Even if you get some good item early, like the boots, and oh hey, now I've got the knowledge of Misery Mire and blah blah blah, that can still end up hurting you.
Yes, it can.
Early.
It can. And it happened in such a weird way in this race.
It's that sinking feeling, like KillerApp, like, oh man, I got those boots, you know, and then now feeling bottlenecked in this, it's like you start to wonder, did those boots actually hurt me in some way? Yeah, it turned out it did.
Okay, well, he's gonna go finish up Turtle Rock, which is the right play for him. He'll get his hook shot. Well, Dunka's gonna finish these dungeons in whatever order he feels like. Probably do Pod last. I tend to think in terms of being able to get back to the GT area, which of course is at the castle. I don't know if it matters. You got the flute.
Yeah, just flute to 4.
No surprise, nothing on the desert. Nothing on the desert boss, and Dunka didn't even have to do any of it. Like in Key Sandy does weird things to dungeons. Like Turtle Rock, even in a regular Key Sandy mode, you actually go mode is for real. You know, it's not this still super linear dungeon where you have to search out keys. In desert, when you just go into the back, you don't even have to. I guess you still had to run through the front because it's inverted, but still, it's such a quicker dungeon in keys modes.
I'm just still reeling from this turn of events. Like, if Dunka had just gotten the map and library, he never would have gone back to Dunka.
No. I mean, eventually he would have gotten forced over there, but he does the other stuff first. Like, there's no way you don't do the stuff you know is a crystal before you do Vitreous, you know? And it was probably a really interesting moment for him, because for him, it's like, oh, hey, I got the Desert Palace big key, and then it just drops the pendant, you know, instead of the crystal.
Yeah.
But at that point, you don't care, right? Because that was the only other thing you could have possibly wanted. And there goes Trinex for KillerApp. He'll get his hook shot. Oh, there's goes round 1 of phase 1 of try next for KillerApp. He will hammer try next and then get his hook shot.
We gotta ask BigDunka, like, what was his reaction? It's like you're going up there hoping to save a crystal on video, you get a big key to the other dungeon.
Yep.
Alright, let's see if KillerApp's gonna pick up a Master Sword at least here in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, he's still missing enough things that I don't see any reason why you wouldn't go into Hookshot Cave. Probably does the front of Turtle Rock as well. The 2 chests he didn't do.
Yeah. KillerApp trying to use the Cane of Burner there on the Samaria floor.
I mean, they're both gains.
Yeah.
Give us more options, yeah. So 2 of the 3 pendant bosses required, and the one that the game was early on hinting that there would be something there, the Hera play, where it gave us everything for Hera pretty early, had absolutely nothing in that dungeon, I don't think. Okay, well, we have a moment. Someone in chat asking what inverted key sanity means. So it's 2 pieces. The key sanity part simply means that part of the item pool is keys. So instead of finding all your keys in their respective dungeons, they can be anywhere within certain logic parameters. Can be anywhere within the world. The inverted part means that instead of starting in the light world, we start in the dark world, and the main things like the moon pearl then is needed to be not a bunny in the light world. You need to find light world access early. All those things so everything just kind of gets reversed. There's certain map changes to make certain items viable to get that wouldn't otherwise be gettable if we didn't change the map. KillerApp gets his sword. Yeah, this is a Swamp Palace play, and they're both going to be in Swamp Palace at the same time. You're going to see the difference between a Go mode Swamp Palace and a not Go mode Swamp Palace. Also, shout outs to the runners remembering how Swamp Palace works in inverted, because instead of being in the dark world and mirroring to the light world to pull the dam, you have to start in the light world, pull the dam, and then mirror to the dark world.
So KillerApp gonna lose some time not only to probably checking the left side here while Dunka won't, but I don't think Dunka has a reason to open any chests.
No, I mean, the only thing he doesn't have is Gold Sword, and I don't think you're opening chests for that.
Yeah, like you wouldn't go down to the flooded chest room?
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. But then I'm trying to figure out, what does KillerApp even have after that before he's forced to go back into Mire?
Not much.
Castle Tower?
Yeah, he hasn't done I think he did Castle Tower. He hasn't done the Front of Escape.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's a big time sink.
Yeah, and I think you do that before you go back into Mire, even though, I mean, and he still needs to find the Mire Big Key. I don't even remember where that was. That must be in the front, somewhere in the Escape. That's probably why he doesn't have it. So he can't even go to Mire until he does that. He has to go there first.
Oh, that's so brutal.
Yeah, it really, really is. Yeah, Linkforce, our tracker. Shout outs to Linkforce, doing a great job pushing those buttons, confirming that it was front of castle. But you already see Dunka skipping that first chest. Actually, the second one. I need to see if he opened. You might know. Yeah. Muscle memory often leads you to open the very first one. The one that in non-key sandy is always a small key.
Yeah, I didn't open it. Looking from the compass count there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shout outs to that, because I know that's a hard one for me to skip. It's like, oh yeah, there's that chest here.
Yeah, not even opening the big chest right next to it. Just doesn't even want to watch the 1-second cutscene.
And I don't think BigDunka actually does diver down, because he's pushing the statue. Diver down not nearly as big a time save as Icebreaker. The two kind of get lumped together because even though they're very different, they both use the Cane of Samaria and they were found at about the same time.
Dunka's going to have a much quicker boss fight too with the tempered sword. It makes
Yeah.
a good point.
Tempered versus master is pretty darn significant in this fight. I actually would consider, I tend to consider it even, I mean, some people would disagree because they don't like to use, they'll use a hammer instead of a fighter sword. But because the strat for fighter sword is the same as it is for master sword using spins, I actually find the difference between master sword and tempered a little more significant. The difference between fighter and master sword is, of course, if you miss the spin, you can still slash and do damage to the puffs. So at least KillerApp does have that master sword to make it a little bit better. But yeah, BigDunka making really short work of Argus here. He gets a refill. Get real quick. Let's actually save him a little bit of time here on this crystal.
KillerApp could do just as fast of an Argus fight here, but it's super hard tech.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought he was going to go for it, but no, he's just.
Yeah, he's just going for the stored spins. Doing a nice job of it too.
Yeah, the quick kill that you see on Argus, like an NMG with the tempered sword, it's possible to do a version of that with the master sword, but there's like, literally twice as many inputs you got to do.
I mean, it's a hard strat with tempered sword, so.
Yeah, that's very true. It's one of the harder boss quick kills. That wasn't that much slower on KillerApp's side, so good job there.
No, it was a very nice fight. Okay, now does he go back in? Yeah, I think you do. Unfortunately, I think you do. Love the floating cola cans when he swims. I really, these sprites, like, I can't say enough about the sprite development. This is one of the most creative sprites, I think, out there. Like, who decided to do soda, Who came up with that idea? It's such a neat one. Alright, Dunka into GT. And yeah, with the big key not being in GT in the inverted version of the key sanity mode for this tournament, has two small keys, has the big key, can just go straight to the top. Can't even think of anything we're gonna find here. I don't know that we ever found that third Skullwood small key. I wonder where that ended up being. Since that's in front of the ice rod, which is in front of the hook shot, which is in front of. Actually, it could be in this dungeon because we don't need the hook shot to get to these items over on the left side. And Dunka all the way through the gauntlet. Oh. Okay, got the third one. That's not so bad. It's the timing on this one is just not as easy as the first Landmo fight. And then once you miss it, it's hard to get back on track.
Yeah, the first Landmo fight, there's like a nice little setup bonks. It's like sword slash thing. There's a similar sort of setup where you can bonk in the second Landmo fight, but it's not quite as straightforward. Okay,
so that was a Skullwood small key on the left side. So the seed actually wanted you to go Hookless Swamp. So logically, you had to go Hookless Swamp to get your last Skullwood small key to go get that green pendant. That's pretty disgusting.
Oh man.
And this is why we don't always follow logic. We pay attention to it because it's significant, but we don't always follow it.
Well, KillerApp finding stuff to do before going in. I mean, I don't blame him because
this is the time to do this.
And if it is in front of escape, you've already lost. So you got to do everything else, right? Because that's an early check that you assume that there's a good chance your opponent already did.
Yeah, not unusual to do that pretty early. But again, it comes down to the entire light world in inverted opens up all at the same time. Like, what do you do first?
Yeah, we talk about like variance in different modes and settings, and that's the most variant part of inverted. In terms of it can make a huge difference in races. Okay, here, I like this play. Can it take the super bomb into the front of escape?
Yep, I think that's a good choice. Yeah, and Duncan not opening a single thing in GT, no surprise.
He wants to keep that chest count low.
Yeah. We don't have a compass to show it. Would have been interesting to see what would have happened if KillerApp had gotten to the castle before the Meyer play and had the big key. Because he probably just finishes it at that point. And then, you know, this would be a pretty close race if that... I mean, it's such an annoying... It's a lot of items, but he had other really good things to do. There's that sword.
I can't believe that this seed, like for BigDunka, is going to come in under, 145.
Yeah.
For where things were, and the fact that it's inverted keys.
And that's why, early on when KillerApp went and got those boots early and had the cane, that's why we say advantage KillerApp and not, lead. Because it's really hard to judge leads in this game until runners hit go mode.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they do exist. It's just you gotta be aware that they change, right?
Yeah.
Leads exist. Like I said, because like runners think about it, and that's I think the most important perspective is like to understand that that your routing may change, your decision making may change depending on your own perception of your own lead.
And Duncan can go ahead and use that bottle. Not gonna wait on it. Yeah, and he did take he took a death in, let's see. There were 2 of them. He took a death in Eastern in the Dark Room, and then I want to say Ice Palace when they were trying to get that Moon Pearl.
No, I can't remember.
There's that Meyer big key for KillerApp.
Not what he wants to see though, so of course he's gonna finish this out. This is the moment where Ezra, you're like, oh crap, please tell me that wasn't it.
And there it is for BigDunka. Going to cross that bridge with an official race time of 1:41:33. GG's to BigDunka.
GG.
And no surprise, KillerApp is going to go ahead and forfeit. And looks like we have BigDunka joining us. GG's.
Yo, thank you. GG's.
Good game, Dunka.
Yeah, thanks.
So crazy way this seed turnaround. So let me first start by asking, how did you feel when you got the boots in the back of Escape after being in the light world for a long time and those boots had just been sitting there?
If my mic was live, you would have heard some obscenities.
Yeah, we imagined you might have. So it actually turned into a really big advantage for you, we think. When you went to Misery Mire, you did not know it was a pendant, right?
Correct, yeah. I was 50-50ing it.
Yeah, and the other one was Desert, the other one you didn't know?
Yep.
Okay. So, do you remember seeing a map on the library?
Yes!
Guess what map that was?
That's the Meyer map, isn't it?
It was the Meyer map. So we were like, why is he going to Meyer? He's got pot, he's got swamp, all these other things. Like, and then when he went straight to the boss, we figured it out. Oh, he's gonna just go straight to the boss. And if this is the crystal, it's go mode. So, what were you thinking when big key pendant drop?
Well, I knew that I only had one big key left, so yeah, it's kind of one of those things. You see the big key before the pendant even drops. You're like, well, I know I'm good. It's one of those. It's one of those things. This is such a awkward mode in a tourney because I was heavily rewarded for not having information.
Yeah.
It happens in Key Sandy in general, but inverted maybe even more so. I'm not sure. But
yeah, because I had all a swamp. I didn't even step into swamp until the end.
Right, and you had a couple of things left in pod you could have done.
Yeah, oh yeah, I had plenty of stuff to do. I did a lot of overworld. I never did hobo, or I didn't even check the island item because I found the mirror early on, and I decided to just save quit up there and do some other stuff. I never went back.
Yeah. The other big play for you is getting the ice rod off of Moth early. We did find out later that the other Skullwood Small, to put that in logic, turned out to be left side swamp. So logically speaking, the game wanted you to let go Hookless Swamp to get your last Skullwood Small key to do Moth.
What a dumb game.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you're like kind of waiting for the keys to be in logic to go do Moth, which makes sense since it's a pendant, then it's like, oh man.
Well, I was up there. I had mirror. It's like it's green pendant. If it was, you'd probably still do it there, but in that situation. But
yeah,
because I hadn't done the woods yet, and I had the mirror, so I'm like, yeah, I might as well. I'm standing right here. I want to check pet anyway, because I was already one pendant deep with Hera, and it's like, sure, why not? And yeah, it's. Like everything going into like the 35-40 minute mark was abysmal, and then everything else was everything was coming up Millhouse from there on.
Yep. Everything just came on your path. Like KillerApp went and full cleared Misery Mire. He hadn't done the front of escape, so he didn't have the big key. So he did everything but the big chest and of course Viddy. So unfortunately was not able to get that. That would have been the most interesting situation if he had done front of escape before Meyer, then I think we still have a race. Yeah, because he's gonna get that done. He's gonna do desert right there, and he probably has all of his information at that point. So yeah, exactly. But he knew it was a pendant, so for him it was just let's dive those 6 items, and it just for him didn't work out.
Yeah, you're never going back at that point.
Dunk, I gotta ask, was it like, the not checking the big chest and Turtle Rock, was that because of like bomb jump, or is that because you wanted to route it in better later on?
Well, I knew I was gonna have to come back there anyway. Yeah, I know I could have bombed it and got around it, and I was just like, you know what? I've already been in and out of here like 3 times. I'm just gonna go.
I see.
It was kind of one of those things. It's like, yeah, it's the one out of logic item. Yeah, I could have done it. I didn't realize it until after I'd left. I was like, oh yeah, I could have easily done that. But it's one of those things. I had to go the pod, the way that I had to route pod the first time through, and then the 2 deaths were just hemorrhaging time. And it's just I got to get moving.
Yeah, early game, it was kind of shouting Ice Palace, but I'm guessing you just didn't want to do it. Well, I can't say I blame you. But
it's like the seat's telling you go to Ice Palace. But I think it was still in 4 hearts, maybe 5 at that point. I don't remember exactly. And it's just like, this could turn south real fast. Yeah. And it's like, eventually it's like, I got to do it because it's telling you to go there. Yep. Like hardcore, you need to go here. But it's horrible. It's a horrible check.
No, so what you're saying is the seed's telling you to go to Ice Palace, but your heart is telling you otherwise.
Yes, because I want to have nothing to do with it. I would rather bunny walk to the bottle vendor than...
Well, wouldn't anybody...
KillerApp did that. He bunny walked to the bottle vendor, and he did... he turned the smith in, because you had mitts, so you could get to the light world from the Mire area. So you walked and turned the smith in and did the purple chest, none of which had the Moon Pearl, as you know.
That's hilarious.
Man,
but I mean, even those are really slow. I'm not sure I'd do those before ice, but they're not bad choices. But if nothing else, you hope to at least get something to make it better, right? It's not even even if you know in your heart that it's going to be there. It's like, well, just give me a sword or give me the hook shot to make the pen gators free. Whatever just makes it a little bit easier. And of course, none of that ever came up.
Yeah.
You know, there's a ridiculous line because Kane was in like, where was Kane again?
Kane was back of escape.
It was back of escape, yeah, but next to the boots.
Yeah. So you could have done that as a bunny and then gone into Ice Palace.
Yeah, the drop. Yeah.
Can you do that drop down?
Yeah, how you'd have to do it is you would from Thieves Town. Never mind. You guys don't want to know.
Yeah, you have to set up.
Okay, so there's some sort of big setup that you can do there because you can't pick up the rocks.
We'll never do those.
You had to do an unbunny beam, at which point you'd lose so much time off of doing that for everything. But I don't think anybody was recently.
There's no way I would do it. I would.
Yeah, that'd be pretty silly. And without the hammer to get the small key, I don't think you all had any small keys, so I'm not sure you would have been able to get far with the cane anyway. You would have been locked out in the
yeah, because if you would have done it, you would have been key locked on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, then Hammer was in. See, the thing is, this is why I brought up because Hammer was in Blind's basement, so you would have done if you had done all of the overworld stuff as a bunny that was reasonable for you to do that area and then gone back of escape. You could have done Ice in one go. Not that you would have even saved time at that point, but well.
I want to see you pull up the seed and show us how it's done.
This is a good current seed. This is you're probably licking your chops on this one.
Yeah. Well, actually, what you would have really been looking for is now that I'm on my rant. What you really would have been looking for is a bottle and a ferry, because then with the Titans nits, go to Ice Palace Island. And then you can do a overworld bunny revival from the water there.
Huh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if you want to skip it, that's most important in AGA 1 required seeds in Inverted. It allows you to skip the AGA 1 requirement.
Okay.
But anyway, like say Moon Pearl's on like Bottle Merchant, for example. That's the scenario where that's used. But hey, but we're talking about BigDunka here.
Yeah, I believe your next. I was told your next opponent will be GFE.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that it was done yet.
So, talk about GFE. How are you feeling about that matchup?
It literally does not matter who you face at this stage going forward. It doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
Everyone is going to be the parity is so small between top and bottom that especially when you add in the randomness of 5 different modes that you can pick and choose from, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you could like say not pick up a map and library and that
exactly, and you save 10 minutes because of that. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Anything else you want to add before we go ahead and close this out?
No, thanks everyone as always. It'll be fun next week, or we get a week off, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you have to schedule until the week after.
Yeah, we'll probably schedule and we'll figure it out, but whatever. Yeah, it'll probably take the week off. But
all right. Well, good luck to you in the next round, and as always, thank you for ladder stuff. So
absolutely.
Enjoy that all the time. So
yeah. Oh yeah, we got matches this week too. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take this week off then.
Good idea. I'll try to get it on comms on one of those too, if you'll have me. So
yeah. Excellent. Thanks everyone.
Oh, thanks for putting on the show, Duncan.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks.
All right, we do have more on the schedule starting in about 5 minutes over on the ALTTP Randomizer channel. We have Humbug versus Willard J. Bradley. At 2:40 over, I guess we're on SpeedGaming 5. Right here on this channel at 2:40, we have Obscure Lifeform versus CS Tutor. And then at 8:40, we have Days Cloud versus Zero Rush. That'll be over on SpeedGaming too. So still more action to come. Looks like there's quite a bit on the schedule for tomorrow, but go ahead and so keep an eye out on that schedule. None of the channels have been assigned yet, so you'll have to take a look later on once that's all scheduled. But yeah, that's going to do it for us. Want to thank Kern for jumping in the middle. Actually, I guess it was pretty early, like 20 minutes in. Pleasure to have you. That was a lot of fun.
Hey, thanks. It was nice to be in the booth again.
And of course, Link Force, our tracker, clicking those buttons behind the scenes. Our trackers, always our MVPs. But yeah, that'll do it for us, and we'll see you over on the ALTTP Randomizer channel for the next one.
Have a good day, folks.